Good morning, YouTube. It's me, Justin. August 21st, 2018, 7:30 Central Time here. I want to first start off by thanking each and every one of y'all for your thoughts and prayers for my brother, Donnie, and for me as well. And once again, thank you, Big Precious and Big Precious's mom, for making this happen. But I want to talk about one of a new troll that we got on our channel here. Mason Morgan left a comment on the video I did, the Red Tsunami, and his comment was, how come all Trump supporters are insane with guns, patriots, etc., etc., conspiracy whacknuts? Do any of you all ever have civilized conversations? Really? Do conservatives, Christians, Trump supporters, even non-Trump supporters, libertarians, have civilized conversations? I think it's the other way around, but who do you all have? Well, you have Antifa. If you call that civilized conversation, screaming in people's faces, beating up veterans, women and children, spraying mace, calling everybody racist, Nazis, you know, far left, liberal fake news, lies, you know, they call us conspiracy theorists. No, we know the truth. People on the left are delusional. They've been fed so much far left ideology propaganda, they don't know the truth. Y'all are zombies. You're followers. You believe anything and everything that's said by the left. You know, your party is consists of snowflakes, millennials. What do they do for this country? Well, right now, you know, they're doing a great job at eating Tide Pods, snorting condoms. That's a new one, you know, snorting condom challenge. Violent protests, once again, from BLM, Antifa, women's rights. You know, just yesterday they had University of North Carolina. They tore down that Confederate statue, Silent Sam. That Confederate statue, the university spent, I think, $90,000 protecting the statue. And all these crazy far-left libertards decided to have a protest and tear it down and stomp on it and kick on it. And I guess this statue was put up there in 1930 for the fallen soldiers that actually went to that university. But you need to do your research when it comes to you know, slavery. I'm not for slavery one bit, and you know, it's sad that our country was a part of it. But you know, my native or my heritage is I'm 3/4 Native American, Algonquin, Sioux, and Cherokee Indian. And what had happened to my ancestors? Well, hopefully they taught you, your liberal teachers and your liberal professors taught you what happened to the Native Americans, Native Indians. And then I'm 1/4 Welsh Irish. Do your research on indentured servants. They worked right alongside the slaves. So if I look back and I look at all my ancestry, I'm not sitting around whining and crying and saying that I have post-slavery syndrome, all this other stuff that, you know, all these far-left brainwashed people, you know, all they're doing is trying to erase history, and all the left has is the race card. You know, everything's racist. You know, Lincoln had slaves before. You know, slavery was not the main reason for Civil War. Do your research on the true meaning of what started the Civil War. But when you, all these people, they want to talk about, you know, white privilege and this and that, talk about, they want to stand up for slavery. Well, there's active slavery going on right now. Arabic slavery. Do your research on that. You know, if you want to protest something that's going on right now in Africa. It's still going on. These people, they do your research. Arabic slavery in Africa, where they're buying slaves, black Africans, online. You know, and the black, you know, I don't understand that you all don't know that the African people captured Africans, their own people, and sold them to the slave trade. So, I mean, you all have such tunnel vision, and you're being fed such sick propaganda, and you idolize crooked ass Hillary Clinton, who, okay, now this is one thing I want to talk about. You have all these women that support Hillary Clinton and all the LGBTQYSPVWXYZ community, the gay community. Do your research on Hillary, how much money she took from all these Muslim countries, Saudi Arabia, etc., who execute homosexuals. They violate human rights on a daily. And she got rich off of these countries that kill, execute homosexuals. And you all think she is a god, she's a goddess. And you got Uranium One. You know, you want to talk about Russian collusion. Uranium One's a huge one. The paid dossier. Look at her with the rigged DNC. Basically, white Bernie Sanders, you know, crooked ass Hillary rigged the elections, the DNC, so Bernie Sanders wasn't the nominee, the Democratic nominee. I mean, this is all proof. It's not conspiracy. Then you just had the Department of Justice that just flew over to good old Arkansas, 2 planes filled with documents from the Clinton Foundation, flown to Washington, D.C. overnight a couple days ago. You know, crooked Hillary. Then I had a comment, somebody said, well, Donald Trump talked about grabbing some woman in the vagina and this and that. But you still want to, what about Bill Clinton? He's a predator. You know, he lied to the American people, said I never had sex with that woman, no sexual relations, and then finally admitted that he had sex with Monica Lewinsky, on top of all kinds of other stuff he's linked to, pedophilia, you know, pedophiles. And that's another thing. These far left liberals, they want to, you know, you got sex slave trafficking and child trafficking. The far left, all y'all want to talk, they normalize pedophilia. That's, you know, oh, it's a mental disorder. You know, hugs to the, you know, the pedophiles. They need help. Yeah, they do. It's called lead, right in the forehead. It's disgusting. But do your research. You know, you say that we're conspiracy whack jobs, even if we're not Trump supporters. You know, we're proud Christians. Well, you're talking about the far left that's so corrupt. And the ideology pumped in, causing this racial divide. And you say that we're the whack jobs? Come on now, people. And we can't have a civilized conversation. Have you seen any of the protests where Trump supporters try to talk to Antifa calmly and just say, hey, let's talk, and all you get is KKK, USA, Nazi, go away, screaming in their face, spitting in their face, throwing urine and feces on them, putting M80s in glass bottles and throwing them at cops and saying F the police, but they'll be the, and then you see other riots where they're getting their butts whooped and they're screaming, you know, for the cops to come help them. You don't scream F the police, and then 5 seconds later when you're getting your butt whooped because you swung on a patriot and he knocked you out, then you want to scream for help for the cops. Y'all are delusional. You're hypocrite. Hypocrisy. Normalizing, having pageants for transgender kids, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Y'all are nuts. Sorry, delusional. You call us whack jobs. You need to get right with God. You need to find Jesus. But I just had to vent when I saw that comment. Once you said civilized conversations, it's hard to have civilized conversations when people are plugging their ears, and blah, 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 like a spoiled little brat. Y'all cried during the election, and so many people are now trying to get disability for Trump something, anxiety. If Hillary Clinton would be in office right now, we'd already be at war with Russia. Second Amendment would be gone. There wouldn't be no conservative platform at all, but that's being attacked right now. And you all would have free range to own your own little kids and buy and sell. And pedophiles be running amok like they are now, but there's Judgment Day. They will suffer. Anyways, I just wanted to rant about that. How on earth can we have civilized conversations with people that they're so proud of themselves for eating Tide Pods, snorting condoms, other crazy stuff, screaming the race card? You got white males screaming at Antifa members, calling other people, Trump supporters, racist because they're white males. You realize you're white and you're screaming in another white man's face saying you're racist because you're a white male? Shows you how delusional you are. I guess when you snort them condoms, they go up into your nose, or the Tide Pods, or the glitter that you're snorting, the glue that you're eating, the crayons. Delusional far-left libertards are causing the divide in this country. From the globalists, you all don't even know. Like I've said before, the Pied Piper, the hypocrisy. You're being fed all these lies from your far-left liberal hippie professors. Anyways, just wanted to rant about that. But if you want to have a civilized conversation, if anybody else does, go to the Red Tide or Red Tsunami video that I did. Find this guy and see if you can have a civilized conversation with him. Anyways, fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God, fight the good fight, and stay locked and loaded 100%. Thank you all for your support and your prayers. God bless. Later.